Okay. Whoop. Listen, we're already. Listen. I said I was doing scuff. Last minute preparations. Listen. Oh my God. All right. Well, we'll fix that on the next ad break. Don't worry about it. That is the slideshow because I remembered that I forgot to make my slideshow. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Looks like I got Yep, the scuff is eternal. Yeah, no. I've been very busy and very tired the last couple of days, and so I prepared everything else. You know, we've got the whole space ready for the show and tell, okay? We got the whole space in front of me. There is no keyboard. Let me tell you, it is so ingrained in my mind. Oh, okay. It is so ingrained in my mind now, like to put my hands where the keyboard is, that even though I know that my keyboard is at a 90-degree angle for this stream, there's been at least 8 times in the past hour that somebody's messaged me on Discord and I've put my hand straight and forward, like straight in front of me to straight in front of me to start typing a response, and it's literally just my hands on the desk and there's nothing there. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, how am I doing today? I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. You know what? Okay, listen. Things are a little bit chaotic right now. It's fine. We're gonna do a little bit of a YOLO. I gotta because I may have accidentally just smacked this with my hand. It's fine. Okay, great. All right, this is our show and tell area. We're gonna do our standard can open. Anyway, okay, yes. Offkai. It was great. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot more fun than I had at TwitchCon. I think it's really interesting, and this somewhat speaks to a pattern that I've seen in a lot of areas in life. I think it's really interesting that a lot of the time people have a hard time decoupling their own personal experience with an event or with a piece of media or something like that from sort of the merits of the thing on its own, right? And so this for media, this would come up with like when somebody recommends something to you, you know, they recommend it to you because they enjoyed it, but that really doesn't have any bearing on whether you will enjoy it, right? Because everybody likes different things. Also, Yam, welcome in. I mean, I've already been chatting with you a little bit, Yam, but yes, Yam Albat. Is it Albat or Albat? I actually forget if you told me. Anyway, we met at the con in person. We had lunch. She is a lovely bean. Chronically Gen Z. It's either, okay, listen, as somebody with a name that's pronounced both ways, you say it with a short A, like Albat? Is that like that kind of, yeah? Okay. Yeah, and listen, as somebody with a name that gets pronounced both ways, I understand, especially because it's not my real name, so it doesn't feel like there's a real pronunciation. Anyway, this theme of people rating things based on whether they personally had fun versus whether the event was good or bad is like a recurring theme of this weekend. Which is to say, I had a great time, but I remember I actually brought up TwitchCon and how I didn't really enjoy it that much compared to Offkai because it felt a lot more kind of like hollow and empty, and the vibe of like the kind of people there was a lot bigger of a spread, right? Because TwitchCon is really only for Twitch streamers. TwitchCon is not a fan convention. It's a streamer convention, but streamers are, you know, there's thousands of streaming categories, right? You can have somebody that does cooking live streams. You can have somebody that does knitting live streams, Gunpla live streams. You have VTubers, you have gamers, you have pro gamers, you have Stardew Valley streamers, right? And like everything on there is like this huge, I don't know, it could just be anybody. But I feel like VTubing even though every VTuber is their own person, I feel like there's at least enough of a subculture of both like common experience and just a sort. Listen, I'm looking at all of us when I say there's a vibe. There's a vibe of people that either are VTubers or are into VTubers, right? And so by being a convention that's both a fan convention and one that actual, you know, people go to that are that thing, as in VTubers, I feel like it was just really, I don't know, the vibes just felt better. And also the hall for it was actually, I think, smaller in total scope, or maybe similar, but it felt a lot more densely packed, whereas TwitchCon was kind of big and open and empty, dare I say. So yeah, but yeah, anyway, it was great. Hardly anyone pronounces my handle the way I do, but whatever. Wait, how do you pronounce it? Have I been mispronouncing your handle for 15 years now? That's crazy. I like the vibes. No one was snooty with me. I didn't feel crazy gatekept. Yeah. Okay. There is a little bit of that that I'll get to in a bit. But anyway, just in general, it was fairly standard con fare. There was a big artist alley with fantastic artwork. There was so many good stalls there. And I would say that that's like the majority of where people were spending time was like in the artist alley or outside the artist alley. That's where I ran into the most VTubers by far. There were, of course, panels, and there were, of course, there were meet and greets, right? And actually, Yam, I was watching Yam's stream just today, and she was talking about how she noticed that the people who are VTubers that went to Offkai, most of us just kind of did what I just said, was hang out in Artist Alley and around Artist Alley or at parties, or around booths. And the VTuber fans are the ones that signed up for a lot of the meet and greets and the presentations and the talks and stuff, which definitely feels very true for me. Like I was kind of just there to vibe and meet people, say hi in person, you know, whatever. And yeah, it was great. Had a really fun time. I ended up staying right across the street. I was in the Hyatt, which was great because it meant that I could walk. Right? Because it was literally like 2 minutes away. It was several hundred feet tops. Downside, San Jose has a slightly old public transit system of like trolley car trains, which was also running right outside our hotel room. So it was kind of hard to sleep at night. But you know, it's fine. Nothing that some good old melatonin and earplugs won't fix. Yeah. None of your VTuber friends went to panels that they weren't hosting themselves. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, the Cali trolleys. Yep. The ding dings definitely woke me up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was, I usually don't take melatonin on any given evening unless I'm like really having a hard time falling asleep. But like, I just took it prophylactically every night there and I needed it. I did not sleep very well the whole time, but yeah. Welcome back, Mint. Yeah, welcome back. Thank you. How are you doing, Mint? Try Chicago 3 flat backing up to an EL line. I don't know what 90% of the words in that sentence mean. So, we got that going for us. Yeah. Well, you know, I guess while I'm here, this is my first piece of show and tell. I got made a friend bracelet by fellow VTuber Alkovic, a vampire VTuber who recently hit partner, who also used to edit some of my videos. Some of my favorite video edits. I shouldn't say that. I really like my current editor too, but Vic had like a really fun, interesting sense of humor, and had like very funny edits of some of the gameplay stuff that I sent her. And anyway, she is not my editor anymore because she's gotten too busy, which happens. Life happens, you know, but we're still buds. And we met up at the con and it was lovely to see her. And then she fucking whipped out a friendship bracelet that she made me at the con. And I was just like, you guys, now I feel bad. I didn't prepare anything. Yeah, it really was so sweet. I was like, that's crazy. Oh, welcome in, welcome to the chat. Akata Yota? I'm gonna say it's Akata, not Tayota. Welcome in. The friendship. Wait, actually, wait, hold on. Give me just a second. Where would I have put that? I'm trying to think because I realized I've never actually showed you guys my business cards, which do look really snazzy. So like, listen, we're gonna have some live stream stuff. You can just stare at Giga's fine ass, which speaking of, Giga's leaving vshojo, as I learned today. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I'm not even gonna change scenes. I'm just gonna like yeet. Yeah, we got shit to talk. Listen. We'll be right back. It'll be just a second, probably. All right, we're back. They're really nice. Yeah, okay, well, listen. Because of proper branding, okay, I gotta be careful with reflections. I don't think it would be very visible, but yes, for branding reasons, I, of course, had to get a purple metallic a card case. Yeah, so we get this bad boy. And we bust open, and we get a Greibach black card with, ooh, that's a little bit hard with that light up there. Hold on. It has a metallic sheen on the on my name, so to speak. So yeah, it has, oh, actually, I mean, the whole thing is metallic shiny. Might be, oh, hold on. Actually, I have a light here. Maybe this will help. This might actually have made it worse. That made it worse. All right, good. Listen, hand camming, never heard of her, okay? All right, it's fine. Just be proud that I'm not doxing my face, okay? Anyway, yes, it looks very nice. On the back has my, oh my God, the glare. Are you good? There we go. On the back has my little chibi art. And of course, all my handles and a QR code that leads to my card page, where you can find all of that. So anyway, I was too lazy to hand cam. Well, I do have a good setup for it. It just takes a little prep. Anyway, there is the Gry business card, so to speak. Thank you. You know what? Honestly, Yam, like, it cost extra, but like, I think it was only twice as much. And so like, I bought like 500 and I feel like it was only like, I don't know, like $20 or something. Like, to me, that's fine. It's gonna take forever to run out of these fucking things. In fact, I'm gonna need to make new ones. I need to make new ones before I've run out of them, because now my model's gonna be different. So, you know, as a person who likes to collect business cards, this one should be in my BC. Ooh. Listen, man, if you want me to mail you one, I will, but obviously there's some danger involved there. So that's up to you. if I didn't have to pay twice as much as rush shipping, then I would have. Oh yeah, well yeah. So I made these for TwitchCon, right? So I didn't have to. Yeah, if you got a PO box, but like most people don't have a PO box. So anyway, yeah, I made these for TwitchCon. So I made these literally like a year ago. And by I mean I paid a friend of the channel, Talabat VT, to mock up a design for me. This is my logo, as you will know from my Twitter profile. And of course, this is the chibi art that I sell stickers of. So really what she did was she just made like a cool, nice like thing, and you know, the whatever. And then I put it, she gave me a PDF, and then I just looked for card making places that were online that you could upload PDFs and you could make a foil. In the 2.0, yeah, it's like trading cards. Yeah, this is the collector's edition, limited run. I'll have to keep these because just for fun. But yeah, anyway, yeah, this is the Gry business card, so to speak. I love it. I'm a big fan. This is actually the second run, because the first run I didn't get thick enough paper stock, and so they felt really flimsy. Whereas this is like, you know, listen, smack that ass. I don't know if you can actually hear that.
Fuck
I think yes. You can. Yeah, it's got the thickness, okay? This business card has girth, all right? Brand new sentence. You've been to an anime con and participate in OC trading card? Hell yeah. Okay. Okay, so before we move on to the rest of the hand cam, I guess, you know what, we'll go into a little bit of a new segment. Also, maybe I'll like yeet myself over just a little bit. Giga is leaving vshojo as of today. Well, I mean, I think effectively it's in a couple weeks, but the announcement came out today. Crazy news. Very interesting. It seems if oh, I see what's happened here.
Oh, you know what? I didn't fix that. All right, it's fine. I feel like it is safe to speculate that. Oh, you know what? I can do this in announcer voice. Fresh off the presses. Giga has left vshojo. Boop-a-doop, boop, boop, boop-a-doop, boop, boop. Giga has left vshojo. She is leaving under good terms, but is not renewing her contract. Sources inside speculate that it's due to a lack of merchandising and or coordination efforts, and that Giga, as a professional business dad, has already got all of the acumen and skill set to run a business without vshojo, because that's what she was doing beforehand. Anyway, oh, you know what? I'm gonna say that's a hit on sus bingo. By the way, I don't know that I'm going to get a full-on bingo today for Gry bingo, but you know what? We can always play. All right. Anyway, yes. So she's leaving. Kind of a big deal. I think, you know, very similar to Matara. All of the talent seem to be happy with her, as in like, there's not like a fight. It's not like a big explosion. They're, you know, basically all of them are saying, you know, like, you're really barely gonna notice anything on stream, which I feel like also kind of exemplifies one of the challenges that vshojo has as a business, is that they are more like a talent co-op, which means that what they bring to the table has to be entirely administrative, because every talent that's in vshojo was already famous. Otherwise, they wouldn't probably have gotten into vshojo, with a small asterisk on the JP side. And that also means that those people already have experience fully running as a successful indie, and so they can just leave. Challenges being VTubers don't need a big name agency to back them up, only small to mid-sized creators do. Exactly. And so if they're not able to pull their weight, then they're really not adding value, right? Sometimes they're subtracting value. And I did watch Giga's stream today while I was doing work for other things and this stream, and she definitely was talking about how all of the projects that they work on, it's like every project is basically being managed by a talent that cares about it, and like the vshojo staff will help if they are asked to, but aren't really seeming like they're spearheading a lot of the like fun collab projects and things that are going on. And so, you know, I can see how that could lead you to wonder then why do you need them if, you know, whatever. And given that they've been having problems with their merch side of things or very low offerings on it, I can see how people would look at that and say, okay, well, So, anyway, that's our big news for the day. Our breaking news, putting me in a strange conjunction of both 1980s television set and also with a Game Boy filter. Although, actually, this does do a pretty good approximation of what Game Boy, like the Game Boy TVs looked like in those old Game Boy games, so... You know, it is what it is. But with that out of the way, I can also tell you, you know what, this is going to be another bingo entry. I can also tell you, 2.0 art has officially begun. We are currently working on hair and face proportions for the official art. So 2.0 art officially has begun. That will not be getting shown off on stream, unlike my concept art, which I am happy to tease. The work in progresses will not be shared on stream. You're just gonna have to yearn, okay? You're just gonna have to yearn for it. Yeah. Anyway, getting back to Offkai, though. It was very uneventful getting there. Very fortunately, the convention center is only 5 miles from the airport, which is kind of crazy. You're yearning for Slayer Drybog. I don't know if I'm a Slayer though. I mean, aren't I the Predator? You know what I mean? I don't know about that. But yeah, anyway, Airplane was nice. Slayer for Guilty Gear. Oh, I see. Yes, that makes more sense. Lena Inverse. What does that mean? What does that mean? Also, oh, I didn't...
You know what? It's fine. We're gonna go like this. It'll fix itself. We'll get there. Listen. Redeem chaos. It happens. But yeah, we rolled up night before the con. We're very tired. We got some food in the lobby, and this makes your regular mic sound so good when the filter turns off. You're like, wow, that's some dog shit audio, Gray. I mean, you're not wrong. That is the goal. It is supposed to sound like kind of dog shit audio for that one. Which is why both that one and the jar only last a handful of minutes, because it does get annoying. Oh, the MC from the old Slayers anime. Oh, okay. You know what? Confession. I haven't actually watched the old Slayers anime. I'm aware that it exists, and I've seen like images from it and a few like scenes. I have not watched it. I didn't get into it back at the time. But yeah, so yeah, we checked in the hotel. Everything was great. We were really hungry, but like also too tired to figure out where to go to eat. And so we went and got food from the hotel, order it and then just take it up to your room. And it was surprisingly good. Pretty good. It was pretty good. The food in general, I would say in San Jose was fine. I think that the food in both LA and San Diego were both better from the experiences that I had, but like I didn't ever eat anything bad in San Jose. So but yeah, got there, went to the con, and let's see. We're gonna start off straight away, pardon that, with some trading cards that were in the swag bags. I have a double helping because I have Mrs. Box trading cards also. But yeah, we got our tickets the day that we landed, and they gave us our little swag bags. We got the Kizuna Eye. Boy, that is sure bright light. Yeah, got some Kizuna Eye. Got some Umikyoku. Don't know who that is. You know what? It's fine. VTubing is so massive. Like, Henemimi, very cute. I can think of a couple things that I like about her design. But seriously, it is a really cute design. And then we have the former deputy head of Grand Council, Offkai MC Offkai Face. So this is like the mascot of Offkai, I guess. Which is that's pretty cute. It's a very, very cute aesthetic. Very it's like Gyaru. It reminds me of Gem. That's probably a reference that flies over half my audience's heads, but yeah. Let's see. And then we got Akiko Otaku. Don't know who that is. And then Porcelain Maid, a VTuber I actually do know. Let's go. Yeah, so we got some cute little trading cards. I did not participate in the trading card trading extravaganza. Yeah, exactly. Joel, let's go. I didn't actually see him at the con. I did hear that he was there and was freaking out, having a ton of fun, buying all of his art. I also found a really funny image online of Doki having, I think, had her staff buy like all of the Doki merch that she could find, and they lined it up out in front of a car, and it was a metric shitload of merch. There was a lot of Doki art there, in both the safe for work and not safe for work regions. We'll say that. There was definitely some sus Doki down there in the sex dungeon, so to speak. But we'll get to that part of the story later. Don't bring your kids to Offkai. I mean, the 18 plus section, you did have to get a wristband where they had checked your ID, and then it was a room that was like pretty well checked. So you had to be like, I mean, I guess if somebody carried it outside of there, but I would say the rest of Offkai is like probably safe for work enough. Gooners at Offkai. Oh my God. Yeah. Literally the day I flew home, I saw Hades from Mythos tweeted, apparently there was an orgy at Offkai. And like all of the replies were either what the fuck or always has been, because I feel like con orgies are like a tale as old as time. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of nerds get together to get freaky with a bunch of other nerds. It is like peak. It's a peak recipe. Not surprised. Exactly. I honestly was surprised I hadn't heard of it until afterwards. There's only stickers covering holes at the artist alley. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay, yeah, there were a few where they had not safe for work at Artist Alley that was like Band-Aid covers, so to speak. That is true. I had forgotten about that because there was not that much of it in my experience. It's like a loft. There's a con of some kind. There was be an orgy. Yeah, exactly. I got flashbanged with feet. Okay, yes. However, first of all, okay, gotta be a little careful there. We're gonna put my mouse farther away so that I don't do that again. You know what? It's fine. We're raw dogging this. It's fine. However, that is bingo for feet. Listen, feet are not inherently sexual, even though in all of the art, it was definitely sexual. These were, I mean, I'm saying inherently though. They're not inherent. These feet were not free. Yeah. Oh my God. Anyway. Yeah. Also, okay, I'm just gonna fucking say it. I low-key am like, I get kind of annoyed when people like, in my opinion, people overstate the body odor problem. Not because there are people that have poor personal hygiene at every convention. Always has been. And it is bad. Like, there's some really bad cases, okay? However, I think I only came across 3 people in 4 days where it was like bad. Not just like normal level of like sweat because it's hot and there's a bunch of people crowded together and you're probably carrying a bunch of shit, possibly cosplaying. I would say there were only 3 people in 4 days that I ran across that I was like, ooh. And like, it's not pleasant. But like, I feel like every con that I've ever been to, everyone is always like really accentuating the number of encounters that they're having with these kinds of problems. And I was walking the show floor like a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but like I don't know. Maybe I'm just like annoyed by the like nasty gamer trope, so to speak. You'll have to come in here and the first thing you hear about is my nice laughing. Oh, that's so sweet. Welcome in. I hope you are having fun tonight. We should be having a fun stream. Offkai body odor clips do well in the algo. Yeah, I think that's the thing, right? Is that content creators or even just like normies, but that use Twitter or whatever, know that it gets clicks. But like, if we're being dead ass, like I said, it was only a couple of people all weekend that I ran into. And when you consider that I ran into literally thousands of people in close proximity, like sensationalize things, lean into tropes. That's right. This is your daily lesson from Yam Albat of how to YouTube. Listen to her. She knows what the fuck she's talking about. Unlike me, she knows what she's doing. It's called lying. No, it's called embellishing. No, but I would say, like, I would not worry about that if you've never been to Offkai or something like that and you're being scared off by these things. It is not nearly as prevalent as it sounds on social media. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, is it funny as fuck to hear that the parties had to start turning away people that had bad hygiene? Yes, it is funny. Okay. Yes, it is funny. Full stop. Yeah, I feel like a VTuber, like unstinkify yo ass brand would be peak. Okay, I think it would be peak. Anyway, so we're gonna go a little bit of out of order. This is my first true nerd get together, and I was surprised that I saw almost 0 neckbeards and fedoras. Yeah, I mean, I saw a couple, but like, I feel like even the people that are like sort of the very stereotypical geek, you know, like most of the time are just there to, and like happy to find other people that know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, if you can like carry on a conversation about former Niji Sanji talent, Selen Tatsuki, now Doki Bird, the bounty hunter, feet enthusiast, and somebody else knows what the fuck any of the words in that sentence means, you're just gonna be happy that you can speak the same language and it's not Klingon. You know what I mean? That's generally, and like, obviously there's always gonna be some outliers, but like, yeah. The most fun I had was just using internet slang unironically IRL. Yeah, exactly. There's just a vibe about specific niche interest conventions where you can just kind of tell that you can just be yourself and it like will be mostly fine. I've been to some really foul conventions back in the day, but it's definitely not all conventions. I do things have gotten better overall, and the holdouts are more limited to specific events that attract a certain type. Yeah, well, and like I said, I mean, that is just a reality. There are people that have problems. They exist, and therefore any collection of tens of thousands of people will have some. You know, we'll say that. I've seen people at cons ask their friends for a sniff check because they're so worried about being stinky. Yeah. I mean, you know, did I ask my wife for a sniff check? Yes. You know, I don't know. Yam, you can tell the people, hype it up for content. What did I pass the sniff test? The literal and metaphorical sniff test. You know, yeah, you got a really big bat nose. You know, it's very, very sensitive. Honestly, I think that like body sprays are often worse. Very well groomed, no garlic scent. Yeah, not until that one day. I think I posted it on my Discord, but like, or maybe it was on Twitter. I don't remember. Maybe both. But like, holy fuck! I got some garlic bread at an Italian restaurant on one of the days, and it was the dummy thickest ass garlic I have ever seen on garlic. Like it was. I scraped all of it off, and it still was thoroughly sufficed with garlic. Hey, how's it going, Bongola? You're pulling out a Febreze on someone if I need to. I mean, fair enough. It didn't kill me. Well, see, that's the secret. Vampires aren't actually allergic to garlic. We actually love it because it sticks around in the person's body, and it's like seasoning them. So we tell them that we hate it. It's a clever ruse. It's a false flag operation, if you will, okay? It's a false flag operation. It's like seasoning the meat, okay? No. Gry, personally, I do like garlic to a point. I like a lot of garlic in cooking. Bro said victim. Yeah, that is very funny. That is the fan name for Alkovic's fandom, because she is like an alchemist vampire, and so since her name is Vic, she calls her fan base the victims, which is great. We love a good play on words here. Okay, I'm gonna just go immediately to the most fun thing that I bought at the con. Actually, there's a couple. There was a techwear booth, and so I had to go, and they sold techwear masks, fidget spinners, buckles, belts, and like side bags. Garlic is so good, but I hate what it does to one's breath. Yeah, well, especially depending on the amount. So they had like techwear throwing star and kunai fidget spinners, and it's the most impractical thing. But when I tell you that I've been playing with this for hours and hours and hours and hours, the only thing is that I was worried. Also, and I can send you a link to their store name or whatever, probably. I'm sure I can find it. I realized that I was carrying this, and specifically this, in my carry-on. And I was like, wait a fucking minute. Am I gonna get TSA'd because I'm carrying a fake techwear knife? Like, it's like, am I gonna get fucked by this? Turns out it was fine. No, well, it's not sharp. Like this is, it's, you know, it's very flat, right? It's not sharpened at all. But like, this is a point, right? This could absolutely puncture a human body, right? Like, and this is metal, or no, it's just like a hard plastic. But like, I could stab somebody with this if I wanted to. If I wanted to, I could stab a bitch with this. Like, it could be done. You did the same thing. You had to put my pocket knife and pepper spray in the bushes last minute. Oh yeah, okay. Pocket knife is definitely a no-no for certain things. But yeah, so this one, it's a little bit harder to use, but the spinner is right here. And so you hold it like this. Now there's no way I can do this like live, but you flip, and then you like open your hand, and then it spins up like this, and then you catch it again. So you know, but yeah, I don't have enough room to do this. I'm gonna hit either my phone, my screen, my camera, or my microphone, or all of the above. So obviously I can't do that right here because this is too big, but I have been having a lot of fun with this. At least you didn't ruin your chances of making friends at uni by having a kunai fall out of your hair during orientation. What do you mean ruin your chance? Aeon, what the fuck? You have the craziest life stories. I have a few, but like, girl, that's crazy. I love that. I love that for you. That just makes me want to be better friends with you already. Thinking about if you make pepper spray, but with lemon, you'll make it much more effective. Probably. Listen, I have real, by real, I mean made of metal, throwing stars and throwing knives that I have thrown and practiced with. I am very out of practice, but of course I was one of those nerds back in high school, and my buddy and I played so much Smash Bros on the N64 that we completely ruined at least 3 controllers. And so we went into his backyard and got like a big 4x4, you know, like this thick by this thick, and we put the block up, and then we wrapped the cords of the N64 controllers. For those of you Gen Zs, controllers used to have cords. They had to have cords. And we wrapped it around the wood, and then it like hung there, and then we target practiced hitting the controller with throwing stars and throwing knives. Because of course I did. Because of course I did. But also based. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Anyway, I've been having so much fun with these. They are very fun. And while I'm at it, I will say, I was so tired one night that I was playing with this on the couch in our hotel. And then the next day I couldn't find it. And when I had to take the entire couch apart, at which point I found out that it had a folding bed in it, and it had like fallen down into the folding bed parts. You gotta ask them for a partnership. You got this? Wait, you mean these guys? Because, I mean, imagine. I don't know if they're big enough to do that, and I don't know if I'm big enough to do that, but listen, I feel like I have at least, you know, a handful of referrals right here in chat, right? Right, chat? Right? Anyway, this has been a blast. I've been having such a good time with this shit. Yeah. Rounding out the cards, I went to a party, the Pixelated Nights party, and it was very fun, very fun. It was the only party I went to because it's the only party that I knew about beforehand. If you're gonna go to Offkai or something like that, make sure that you find out beforehand what parties are gonna be, because pretty much all of them advertise well in advance. And if you can't pull a stiletto out of your long hair, then what's the point? Yeah, exactly. So I went to this one, and it was actually quite nice. They had like a nice outdoor area, and it was kind of nice low mood lighting, and they had a taco bar that had quite good tacos, you know, good meat, all that stuff. And you've done that too? Yeah, that doesn't Aeon, that does not surprise me one bit. And then a bunch of VTubers did some essentially karaoke performances, and everybody cheered and hyped them up. Several of the members of Mythos were there. I saw Apollo and Clotho and Artemis, and I think at least, oh, we're having a little bit of model lag. We're fine. I think at least one more of them was there, but I'm not positive. So that was a lot of fun. They were everywhere this con. They're pretty great to talk to. Yeah, they were really nice. They were really nice. Yeah, basically the first words out of Apollo's mouth was that I had a really nice voice. And I was like, that's so sweet. Holy fuck. Why? I don't know why. I don't know what it is about VTubers, like, that people compliment your voice, because this is like a brand new phenomenon for me. I know I've said this before, but like, I never thought I had like a particularly nice voice, and was like basically never told that until I started VTubing, and then here it is. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I've heard it enough times now that I'm like, you need a hex monster? Thank you. I've heard it enough times now that I'm starting to believe it, but it's weird. It's weird. And for that to be the first words out of her mouth was like, whoa, let's go. They did have metal cards, which was kind of sick. So that's Clotho, and that is Nekomiki, who she did sing there. And then I have a paper one too, but these are actual fucking metal cards. They crazy. That's crazy. If Niji wasn't weird, I'd tell you to apply for your voice alone. That's crazy. I don't, okay, listen. listen, first of all, I did apply to Niji once. That was a long time ago though. Would not do again. Would not do again. I don't know that I have like a Niji caliber voice. Like, at least for the ones that are known for their voices, I think that my voice is like fine compared to the average Niji VTuber, but the ones that have the like panty dropper voices, I don't know about that, dog. I don't know about that. That's crazy. It might not be sexy all the time, but that just makes it extra effective when you break out the sexy voice. It's like having a tactical strike you can deploy anytime you want. I love that that's how your mind like phrase that. You're okay, listen. This is how you spin this, but when I caught myself out of my side eye going like this, oh my God, we're so fucking cooked, chat. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, also that reminded me, I saw a video on Twitter of a guy basically casting a prosthetic leg, and it was like a big rubber textured thigh basically, and he had a like latex cover around it, and at the top there was about this much of extra latex, and it was filled with a goop, and he was spreading it down around this giant thing to make a cast. And I was just like, I am so cooked, because when I looked at that like without reading it, I swear to God that guy was making a bad dragon. Like you like that panty dropping voice one? Case in point, the one normie friend I showed you to really liked your laugh, and then the shock and dismay when she heard me switch it up to the flirty voice. Listen. All right, listen. I appreciate it. Thank you. Love to hear it. Not the bad dragon. Listen. Listen. It's fine. It's fine. Bad Dragon is a meme company at this point, and I love that for them. You know, they have cornered the market, okay? They have cornered the market where anybody that thinks depraved accessories is Bad Dragon. Aeon, don't tell me you don't know what that is. I don't believe you. If you... Aeon, please. Please tell me you know what that is. Should you not Google that? You are free to Google it, just not in public. Okay? Just not in public. Okay? You came in at a great time. Also, that name is peak. Yam, I'm not surprised that you don't know that. Oh man, I love that you have a Twitch handle that's called Pegadude. Like, that's great. It's like Pegasisters, but like when you say it that way, it sort of implies something else, which is a perfect segue for the conversation that you joined in, where I'm explaining to my dear chat what Bad Dragon is. The sanitized version of Bad Dragon is that it is a adult toy manufacturer, specifically of very odd shapes and sizes. Some of them dragon themed, for example. Wait. Being armed with this knowledge, is this a furry thing? I don't know. I feel like this is furry adjacent, but like, listen. It's crazy convo to join in on. Listen. We straddle the line between extremely sus and normally mostly say so. Today we're on sus, okay? Today we're on sus. I can't help it. It's just where we went. I mean, only adjacent insofar as like like, I wouldn't say that it's for a costume. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Aeon, I feel like you would find it amusing and interesting. Not complaining? Okay, great. I felt like Offkai was straddling that line too. Yes, you are dead right, Yam. I mean, the VTuber community in general is straddling that line. Like, sex work in the VTubing community is so common that it's kind of inextricably linked, even though there are tons and tons and tons of VTubers that are not NSFW. Did you just get, oh my God. When I say adult toys, ma'am, you cannot be for real. Oh my God, it's so funny. I mean, they are military grade toys. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They be wild. Okay. The fact that there are multiple clips of like Numi or Bao talking about how they left one out on the counter. They're very durable and large. I can't believe I have to explain to chat this fucking site. You're not really on that side of Twitch, but I've heard a ton of stories about stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing, because there's a lot of them that have a Twitch stream that is safe for work, but then they have a blue Twitch, aka Fansly, aka OnlyFans, aka whatever, Patreon, that's just straight up pornographic. As like a co-equal partner of their streams, right? So like, it's definitely out there. And even some of the most like say-so seeming personalities have like some unhinged, you know, fansleys or whatever. Yeah, it's definitely part of it. It's like having a Buster sword for adult toys. Yeah, putting the bust in Buster, you know what I mean? I learn something new every day here. Well, that's like, was it Shoto that was like talking about how he has NSFW adult audios, and like that he like bought toys to make sounds, and that like his dad found them, and he's like, no, I can't even explain this. Like, it's wild. It's, listen, you know, it's an evolving industry. It's, yeah, rip. I mean, hopefully not, you know, hopefully not. It's an evolving industry. Okay. We're going to have ads in just a minute. I'm going to try to very quickly Google, how to update slides. Otherwise, I might just set it. You know what? Actually, fuck it. I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to set the slideshow to play automatically. It's fine. It's fine. We're just going to go automatic, and we're going to go 10 seconds. Yes, great. For when we get there. Yeah, so ostensibly, we're talking about Offkai show and tell of things that I got, like this fidget. But I also took some pictures that I have a slideshow for, but forgot to set up before stream, and so don't worry about it. It's fine. Have some show and tell pictures later. But after the break, I just switched mics somehow. What? Hello? Wait. Did I? Or did I just hit it really hard? Wait, what the fuck? Hold on. Now I have to actually listen to my stream. That's crazy. Imagine listening to my own fucking stream. That's crazy. Talking really quick, blah, 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 talking really quick, checking my own voice. Oh, yeah, I did. I literally hit my mic stand. Okay. To be clear, literally right here, this is the edge of this camera on a like camera boom arm that is adjacent to the microphone boom arm, that is adjacent to my mouse, that is adjacent to this fidget toy. So I absolutely just crashed this into both of those metal things. So I think I just made a really horrible sound. Yeah, I think that's the problem. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We're fine. We'll be right back. We're gonna go to break real quick. How are these ads cleared for 13-year-olds? I don't know. I haven't watched Twitch ads literally ever. Because I have Twitch Turbo. Because I have an ongoing crusade against the man of advertising. Well, yeah, but Twitch Turbo is like the paid, you know, it's like a YouTube Premium. So I fork out like $10, $11 a month to have no ads on any channels, which I think is worth it. Also, while we're at it, you would think that I was drinking tonight, but I haven't until now. Tonight, we are having an Excelsior Blackberry Imperial Hard Cider, 8.4% alcohol. Gonna get a nice, oh, this is gonna be good. Yeah, that's the stuff. You recently started drinking seltzer? That looks fire. It is. It's very good. It's very good. If you just recently started drinking seltzers, I would highly recommend giving some hard ciders a try, because they've lowered the sugar on a lot of hard ciders so that it's only like 10 to 15 or 16 for the whole can, down from what it used to be, where it was just dumped sugar of like 30 or 40. Shit's crazy. Anyway, this stuff is really good. Any hoodle. We have... You start cooking school in a few days? Hell yeah, let's go. This is very shiny. I have to be careful with this. This is the... I'm angling it very much away from me. This is the Techwear face mask. Highly impractical. Incredibly fun. Incredibly fun. Yeah, same place. Big fan, very reflective. When I start becoming a Stray Dogs character, I mean, listen, I love Techwear. I think it's very cool. I think I'm not cool enough for it. But you know what? fuck it. We ball in this chat. Also, here be my badge. I'm cool enough for it. I don't know about that. Here be my badge, where, you know, they had this thing, actually Yam was explaining it on her channel as well, of these little, what did you call them? These are, they're these little cloth things that have adhesive on them, and the idea is that you like stick them onto each other to make a tapestry. Ribbons? Yeah, that's the word. Imagine English. So they have these little ribbons that you can collect from people and or booths, and then they had prizes for who had the most and the most creative usage of the ribbons. Yeah, badge ribbons. Yeah, it was very fun. My personal favorite is KFP's ass. Which I was gonna tell you that, Yam, on stream, and then I realized that your channel is much more safe for work than mine. And I wasn't sure if you wanted me to say KFP's ass on your channel. So anyway, here it is. Now you know. This was from the cosplayer who frequently cosplays Kiara and other holomems and video game characters. And yeah, she was there. I took a great picture of her as Iris, and then she also had a really good Narissa Ravencroft cosplay on one of the other days. Ass is not banned as long as I'm not talking about yours. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I didn't want to push it. You're a very family friendly channel. Oh, wait. KFP represent, let's go. I also bought myself some little keychains of some of my favorite VTubers. So of course we have my two tomboy deep voiced holo faves. Peak. The deadpan, the tomboy energy. We love that in this channel. Yeah, you appreciate the thought. Also dads, yeah, true also. Yeah. Crony giving Vesper a mental breakdown was peak. Wait, does this one still have? Okay, so chat, if you ever get acrylic standees, okay? If you ever get acrylic standees or keychains, I want you to know something. Many people do not know that the majority of these have a protective film on them that you are supposed to peel off, and it makes them look better. Many of them have this. Go check if you have one. I did not wait to peel it on stream. I believe there was one on both sides, and I thought there was only one. I just realized it as I was holding it. I did not know that for a long time until like somebody on one of their streams was talking about it. And they were like, there's a film, you should peel it off. And then I went and found a film on like half of mine. Anyway, yeah. We love my tomboy waifus. You know what? Did I plan for what to do with these afterwards? No, I didn't. They're going on the ground. It's fine. This is not something I got at the con. However, this is my solution for people identifying me at the con so that I don't have to post my face publicly. This is a DIY, theoretically mask and or thing that I could attach onto things. And so I just had this strapped to my bag the whole con, so that basically people could see this instead of having to squint very, very closely at my badge. And also, if we're being completely honest, I would say that most people that are not like members of my community don't know my name. However, they may recognize my face. I have actually was told that a few people remembered me from some of my specific shorts, which is crazy. So you know, we're doing it. You know what? We're doing it. You're the tech guy? Yeah. Well, listen, that's not most of the content I make, and yet apparently that's the one people remember. It's fine. Yeah, that's me. Tech Vampire. So yeah, I made this. It was very easy. I basically just got a high quality printout of this photo at whatchamacallit, like an Office Max, and got some like foam board, and then I cut it and stapled it. That's it. You remember it because you would go back and reference it? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, on to art. I bought a decent amount of art, although mostly from only a couple stands, but I did buy quite a bit. This was a last day purchase. Oh, that light though. There we go. This was a last day purchase. This stand had art in this sort of like slightly gritty style that was that had a lot of Warhammer 40k and Dark Souls imagery with various VTubers in it. So for example, this is Crony in a very Hollow Knight style, I would say, but there was definitely like hololive members as Dark Souls bosses, and there were hololive members as Space Marines that like did collabs together. There was Matara Khan as a Tyrannid. It was great. Very cool site, or very cool site. Very cool booth. I bought 2 things from them. I wanted this in full size, but I held off until the last day, and then he was sold out. So that's all right. You died indeed. Also, who gave me a silly face? Who did that? Kaiser, I see what you've done here. Man goes to show off art and gets his face made silly, huh? I see. Okay. Same artist. We have a, you know what, we're gonna, wait, is this? No, it's not. Okay, why is that so bright? Oh, there it is. There it is. We have a Calliope Mori Bloodborne. Maybe I'll just like, yeah, there we go. We'll just put a shade. So cool. Yes, big fan of this. Huge fan. This is a very good piece. Love it. Even though Bloodborne is one of my like medium entries in the Souls franchise, which I know is also, you know, some would call that heresy, which is on brand. Do you believe it dodged the conflu, or is it too early to tell? I think I dodged the conflu. I am generally pretty careful at cons and things with keeping masked up and things like that. So yeah, I'm pretty good. I also masked up all the way in the airport and all that stuff. I also tend to have a good immune system just in general, which is probably why I'm diabetic. Because, you know, fun fact, diabetes type 1 is an autoimmune disease. And so my immune system was so good, it killed itself. Okay, next up is a series of, I think, 6 pictures that I bought all in the same style from the same artist. I love the aesthetic of this. Yeah, makes sense, but at what cost? Well, just only the pancreas. I love this style, and on the first day I bought 3 of these, and then I could not contain myself, and so I bought the rest of Myth on day 2 for 2 reasons. 1, because. The reason is because. And 2 is because I noticed that they actually, all of the Myth ones share a background. So if you tessellate them together, the background all fits together. Now, when I say that, so it's a little bit hard to tell, but this is like metallic, has metallic gold sheen in it. Yeah, we'll like do it in the light, and so it's really nice in the light. Your internet was being a dick? Well, that's unfortunate. Not in the good way like you want. Yeah, so this is a lovely Nimi Nightmare, or Nimi Nightmare, so to speak. Gold foil art piece. Like giant trading cards. Yeah. Big fan of this art style. I think it's really cute. And so the next couple are gonna all be in this style. So the art for the book series actually makes one picture when you line them up together. At least the ones for Hollow Myth do. It's actually, I think, based on the very famous Japanese art piece of the like ocean waves. You know which one I'm talking about? That has had like a bunch of different versions all throughout forever. Okay, there we go. Yes, great. Yes, that boy, that's very reflective. Do not know the name, could not possibly tell you. But yeah, anyway, very nice Mimi Nightmare. Very nice. Love to see it. Love to see it. Well, the fact that two of you both said that probably means it's right. You know, that's how authority works on the internet. So of course, first day I bought Mimi, I bought Callie, which you should be able to now see the wave behind it. Boy, this is a production. Boy, this is a production. You know what? I'm gonna turn the light above down so it's not quite as bright. Give me just 1 second here. Also, while we're at it, repping my headphones, the amazing brand Sennheiser, slightly pricey brand, but they are some of the best headphones I've ever owned. I have owned multiple pairs for different reasons. Let's go. Yes. Anyway, this is the Callie. You can kind of see it's a little hard with all of the shiny waves, or with all the shininess. But yes, there is like blue and gold foil of these waves, and then the waves tessellate together. Oshi mentioned, that's true. This is absolutely an Oshi mention. This is absolutely an Oshi mention. Saw so many sauna related charms and stuff you wanted to buy, but you could only take pictures. Understandable. Yeah. So yeah, this is a lovely piece with Callie. Never mind, it's fine. You know, that hat is very how should I say this? That hat is very reminiscent of a different life, so to speak, which very much cracked me up when she came out with this outfit. So I think that's part of the reason that this outfit is a fan favorite. I don't possibly know what we're talking about. Could be anyone. And the fact that she put dice rolling in her very first debut song was not an accident. I'll tell you that. Have you ever seen the Helldivers crab meme? I haven't. I haven't. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what Helldivers is. Whoop. Why was Demon Dice merch being sold at the con? Totally didn't get it. Yeah, I mean, they're just really brand adjacent, you know? You can't explain it. Yeah, so I got Callie, and then for the sake of my wife, who is a KFP stan, we of course got the Wawa and all of her Wawa glory. You know, she brought the Wawas to town. She represented. Yeah, dad and mom. Exactly. So yeah, as you can see, the similar picture, but when they were lined up on the con wall, I realized that they all tessellated. So I did not. Yeah, the chicken shop lady. Yes. When Myth debuted, they sort of had like a playful, like self-created ship because she is a phoenix that comes back to life and therefore can't be killed, and Callie is death. And also Kiara is very, very, very gay. But Callie is not. So eventually Callie got a little bit uncomfortable with all of the talk of the Callie Kiara shipping, even though they kind of instigated it themselves. Oh, she is gay. The shipping is a bit, so to speak. But like, Callie got tired of it. If I had to guess, I actually think Callie's probably ace, but she's never really actually talked about it. Couldn't keep the kayfabe, but Kiara could. I think Kiara... I don't know, I think Kiara has kayfabe. I thought that was something that some VTubers did as a bit. I mean, the being gay or the Takamori specifically, because she is very gay. she is a woman lover. There have been pictures of Kiara's flesh woman with that Kiara cosplayer that has very nice wawas, so to speak. What do I think of what you said? Wait, which part? About there's a video where player gets cornered by a huge alien crab monster, and to defend himself he summons a DDR machine and starts dancing as he controls the crabs via crab rave music. Okay, I love that. I love that. That sounds amazing. As an old DDR head, I used to play DDR all the time when in my youth, long ago in the Elden days. I love everything about that. That sounds incredible. Welcome to the database, Killer Savage. Yes, Killer Savage. Welcome to the database. You have 0 gaydar? Okay, I mean, fair. There are definitely some holomems that play up the, you know, the gay tendencies, but there's definitely a reasonable percentage of bisexual and gay holomems that just are. They just are. But not all of them. For instance, Gigi Marine, Gigi Marine, came out recently as being asexual, which is really funny because everybody was basically like, this woman is like pulling the hardest out of anybody with her immaculate riz, and it's just for love of the game. Like, what a queen. So, you know, love that she's being accepted and celebrated for that, but also Gigi Marine is, you know, she talks a big thirst game. The best kayfabe is the kind that is a self-fulfilling prophecy. I know some friends that discovered something about themselves via VTubing. I mean, that makes sense too. Yeah. It's not just a VTuber thing. I got labeled as the token straight in a friend group, and that's how I found out half the gang was queer. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I feel like the token straight, like, a lot of the time. A lot of the time. I don't have a problem with it. It is what it is. You know, listen, sometimes, like I said, sometimes I wish I could belong, so to speak. But, yeah, anyway. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, those are those 3 of that style are the ones I bought on the first day from this artist because they had a discount if you bought 3. And so on the second day, people still get flashbanged when I say my boyfriend. I mean, people get flashbanged when I say my wife. They're like, wait, you're not gay? That's crazy. I thought you were gay for sure. So apparently, as somebody lovingly said, I'm a stealth gay. I'm a stealth bomber in the gay community. They all think that I'm gay, and I am in fact not. I just have great gay decoy powers. I feel that. Why can't I be attracted to the people I enjoy dressing up the most? You do give off gay vibes, see? Everybody says that. I just don't. I think what it is that a long time ago, this is actually very real talk for a fucking art show and tell stream. A long time ago, I realized that I was like, how should I say this? Like, I probably was like slightly uncomfortable with some things, but I would always say that I don't care. And then at some point, this is like teenage Gray, I was like, well, if I say I don't care, like, do I or don't I? And I was like, I don't care. And then I realized that I was acting like I cared. And so I stopped doing that because I actually don't care, as in, like, you know, everybody is who they are and who they love, and like, I don't care, you know? And that has probably made me seem more open to acting certain ways that, like, you know, perhaps a toxic brand of masculinity would say that I shouldn't. But I literally don't care who you love. And so I don't care if it sounds gay if I say something, which apparently makes me sound gay. Turns out that's how that works. But you know what? That's fine with me. Happy Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. True. Listen, some people do learn and become better people from time to time. So anyway, on the second day of Conmas, I decided I wanted more art because after I had fully done it, I wanted more. And this artist was by far my favorite. This style of poster specific, like, look at that beautiful golden gleam. Anyway, so then when I realized that the background's tessellated, I was like, okay, I better get the full myth set, okay? Like, better get the full myth set. So I did. So anyway, so day 2, I went and got Ame, Gura, and Ina. I love all of Holomyth. Callie was definitely the one I watched the most of by a mile. But you know, they're all really talented, lovely women. And especially when they are together, they are especially fun. And so, you know, given the fact that I have lots of strong myth is what got me into VTubing, you know, the ancient lore. And so, wait. The characters on these are their species. And so it just says person. That's amazing. That's amazing. I love that. Thank you for being our resident kanji reader. Yeah, anyway, so given especially that, you know, 2/5 of myth are gone, sort of. Not really, but like, kinda. You learned a little Spanish? Un poquito español? Oh. Sí. Muy bien. Muy bueno. Excúsame. Muy bueno. Es bueno, no bien. Porque bien es well and bueno is good. Imagine this motherfucker remembering even an iota of Spanish when I have not actively learned Spanish for, oh my God, 21 years. Listen, they do stick with you. Oh my God, this is so awkward. You guys can't tell how much flailing is happening above this camera. Grybach sería un gay sexy si alguna vez lo admite. No, he doesn't want to admit it. Oy. Oy. Okay, this one. I learned Muneka from the guy from that time. A guy old enough to be my dad got clobbered from calling me that. Oh, yeah, that's always a good one. Yes, so we have this lovely Ina one. Also, again, the reflections are going absolutely fucking crazy. Grybach Spanish soap opera voice pack when? Lo siento. I have watched Spanish soap operas in Spain, including watching like American TV shows with Spanish dubbing, and it's very funny. Not gonna lie, like it is very, like the ham levels are so off the charts that it's like extremely endearing. You can't read Ina's in Japanese, only Chinese, and that character in Chinese means long-legged spider. I mean, long legs, kinda. You know what? I bet you that if you ask Tex that, she would be able to speak Spanish. Spanish sports announcers are fun, even if you don't understand what they're saying. True. God, Phoenix person, and long-legged spider. I mean, yeah, right? Like, I assume it's probably like a conversion of octopus, right? With like the tentacles, so to speak. Okay. Google Translate, yeah. Okay. There we go. And of course, last but not least of the, oh, you know what? I forgot that I bought some of these. You know what? There's more. I bought more than all of Myth and Mimi. We found out. Listen, Gry is discovering things that he bought. And Shark, Same Days. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, oh wait, Saiba? So Sameko Saiba? Is that what it is? Sameko Saiba? Is you know, gonna debut soon. New Shark, don't worry about it. Did you make those purchases while in a fugue state? No, they were just like, I specifically remember the reasons that I bought all of Myth, but you know, they've been packed up for a while, so you know, anyway. Yeah, for no particular reason at this exact moment, I'm mentioning the debut of a totally new indie VTuber who happens to be a shark coming pretty soon, who has announced debut merch, which is like how you know that some of these performers in the corporate world have definitely picked up a few things about branding when they get merch deals before debut. Because they know they have an audience. You know what I mean? You know what you picking up what I'm putting down? Yeah, you get it here? All right. Anyway, not much to say about this other than very cute. Again, this art is extremely cute. Love the wave. Can't wait to find a place to put it up in the home. Now, the next couple are going to be pretty obvious what leads into the next ones. For reasons. We have... Okay, wait. Okay, wait. I have a problem. And that is I am a fake fan because I always mix up which one's which. It's not like they're twins or anything. I think is this Fuwawa? Somebody who knows better. This is Mokoko? Fuck! Okay, I will remember that Fuwawa has the Wawas. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Fuwawa has the Wawas. And Mokoko is cute. Listen, they may be twins. They have different charm points, as they like to call it. Mokoko is Lokoko. Okay. That's how I remember it. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, because together they are Fuwamoko Days. I love that you can see the colors of my model in this golden reflection. I am being so careful in tilting these towards my computer monitor. Fortunately, I understand physics, and so I understand how light bounces, okay? Yeah, you can like actually see me in the background there. Woo! Anyway, yes, great art. You love to see it. You can also see my Gengar somewhere up there. Risky stream? Listen, every stream is a risky stream. Some of them are just more risky. We're raw dogging this stream. Actually, wait. I'm so fucking smart. Wait, actually, no, I'm not. I was about to say I have a face mask, and then I realized that would prevent VTube Studio from reading my fucking face. Never mind. All right. I had an entire arc of being so fucking smart and so fucking stupid all in about 1 second. It's fine. You can blame me for raw dogging entering your vocabulary? Listen. Did you not know what that meant until that tweet? Yam, you precious child. Did you Google it? Did you Google raw dogging? Did you fucking Google raw dogging after I tweeted that? Yes! We fucking got him, boys! Oh, fuck. Listen, that word choice was intentional, okay? I knew what I was saying. For context, those of you who are normal, sane people and don't have Twitter, I said it blows my mind how many people are raw dogging cons in the post-COVID era without any protection. it's actually a fairly apt usage given the like metaphorical connotation. Really be bringing out the lewd in people. I do. It's my favorite. Okay. I love making sus jokes and puns. Anyway, yeah, that was the tweet. It blows my mind in the post-COVID era how many people are just raw dogging conventions and airplanes. Full stop. It does. And, you know, as we saw, there was a COVID outbreak at this con already. Like, I don't know, man. Anyway, that's enough of that. I bet you, astute viewers, I bet you that you can figure out what the next picture is going to be of. And it is Fuwawa and her Wawas, so to speak. You know, one of them has small things and one of them has big things. Hair, obviously. I've learned things I wish I hadn't while watching my streams. Wait, did you not know what raw dogging was either? That's crazy. That's crazy, dog. That's wild. Listen. I like to think that I am a gentle guide. These are so reflective. Holy shit. Bro, these ones have such a large reflective surface area. Holy shit. Fuwa and Moko's model artist is obsessed with drawing twins. That's like 90% of their portfolio. Have they drawn other VTuber twins? Actual question though. They have? Amazing. Love to hear it. Rawr. Anyway, very cute. I had to complete the set, of course. Now, unfortunately, this artist did not have a full advent, okay? You're not a prude. Some of us are just advanced. Listen, I took a prestige class in lewd, okay? To put this in some third edition grognard terms, okay? I prestige classed into lewd master, all right? Because I'm not a full-on, like I'm not a main class lewd tuber, right? That's not my main content, but I did dip into a prestige class, you know? I took a prestige class in lewd. My guess is they make room for twins whenever they get a request for twin VTubers. Yeah, probably. So unfortunately, they did not have all of Holo Advent. However, they did have Bibu. And so this was the third set of 3 that I got from this artist. Anyway, this artist was great. I love this artist. I think they're so cute, so good, so well done. And this, like having this gold foil in this art is so nice. Bibu's just says rock. That's because she's a rock. Obviously. rock. Yeah, we love. I am a big fan of Bibu. Her voice is very unique. Sometimes it's a little much, but I admire her gamer spirit muchly. Okay, when I heard the story of how she had her audition for hololive, I was like, ain't no fucking way I'm ever getting into hololive with that kind of an admission story. Holy shit, brother. If someone with no filter acts as a filter for someone else, what do you call it? I don't know. Is this a joke or are you just actually asking? Because that's actually kind of a good question. I do feel like I'm a very good explainer, instructor. I'll tell you the Bibu story in a second. I feel like I'm good at explaining and instructing. Simultaneously, that also means that I'm a good language filter for people because I'm good at code switching, which means, you know, if you're not familiar, code switching is essentially the act of, as I explain what code switching is effectively the act of modifying your mannerisms and speech patterns to fit the situation that you are in. And I think that I'm pretty good at that, which means that I do introduce a lot of people to a lot of realms that they were not prepared for. And I'm not sorry about it. I'm not sorry about it. I wasn't aware how unsafe and unhinged guys on stream because we met in a professional setting. See? Listen, I'm normal, okay? I'm normal, guys. I can be normal. I can be normal. I can read the room. I know that Yam is a good, family-friendly streamer in person, so I can match the vibe. I've been on Yam streams, actually. I've been on Yam stream once, I think. I think I held myself to a good standard. I didn't say one sus thing. The sudden crash courses on many subjects. Yeah, listen. It comes with being an ancient being, okay? I have many years of knowledge. Gotta come back and teach VTubers all the stuff they suck at. Thank you for making a vampire pun and acknowledging it. The thing is, I feel like everything that I learned as a VTuber, I learned from other people's YouTube videos, and so it feels weird to make a YouTube video that's basically just re-explaining something that somebody else has already made, except for the ones that I literally made up myself, and then I have made shorts of those, but like, I can't come up with new VTuber tech that often. That's crazy. That's crazy, you know? As somebody who's not a rigger and not like a live 2D artist or whatever, like there's only so much I've got, all right? I've got the tools that I've got. Here's the secret. You can't assume people have watched what you have. Yeah, true. Yeah, for example, yeah, have you seen, see, this is a good example to show off. Have you seen my adaptive color filter? Excuse me. Have you seen my adaptive color filter of where, hold on, we're gonna turn off the hand cam and we're gonna turn on the filter. Where this it adapts to literally what is behind me in the scene, and including any video game or YouTube video that I pull up, I have like color adaptation for it. It's very cool. I literally just copied a guide that I saw on YouTube, and it's really cool. And due to the way that you set it up, it literally just bases it on a scene in OBS. And so as long as you put your like games in that scene, then it will just work for everything automatically, and you don't ever have to fuck with it ever again. I literally haven't touched this in a year since I added it, and I won't have to touch it with my new model because it's not in VTube Studio, it's in OBS. And yeah, it works for everything. And like OBS or VTube Studio has a similar filter, but it is not nearly as responsive as this, where this one is like literally what my model is in front of, as opposed to like sort of a general composite color. And so like as games, like it works really great in Souls games where you get like really dark areas and then like really bright areas like torches, and so you have a lot of dynamic color and lighting, and it'll be like dim in a corridor until you come out into the light, and then you're like suffused with light. Anyway, it looks great. I will say, people don't know what's possible, so they don't know what to search. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The one downside to that filter is that I think ironically it makes it less clickable, because it makes me literally by design blend into the background, which means that there's less contrast between my model and what's on screen, which like makes my model harder to pick out if you're looking at the thumbnail on Twitch and I'm just like playing like this. So ironically, I think it's actually worse for marketing. Not that I know anything about marketing, but I did say my scenes like you told me. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, I did talk to Yam about OBS at a con. That's, you know, it's part of my brand. Okay. Next up, I didn't buy any of these. My wife did. Because I did take my wife to this con, and she did go to Artist Alley, and she found one stall that had a plethora of Kiara content. And so my wife bought it all. No, not quite, but she did buy a lot from that one stall. And you know what? Queen shit. First of all, obviously from this, I bought a lot from one stall. So there's no shade there. So we're just about to have a giant deluge of Kiara art. And I'm okay with that, you know? I'm okay with that. We can live with that. We have this love. I'm going to say it anyway. But I was literally going to say, / I'm going to say right now, we have this lovely back shot of Kiara. Now, fortunately, the filter in my mind knows that that has a double meaning. Cough, yam, and aeon, that has a double meaning. It is a back shot, though. It is a nice shot. Are you learning another bad term? Well, if you don't know what back shots are, then the answer is yes. Amazing. You've said back shots several times on the stream. Okay. Back shots is colloquially used.
Feeling. Like a kind word and a kind touch at the same time. It's warm and comfortable.
God, I love that. Oh, her voice is so good, and that line is so perfect. Thank you for that voice, Redeem. Backshots is a colloquial term for sexual activities in which one person is facing away from the other person. That's like the most generic way of saying that. There is an entire etymological evolution of how backshots originally meant one specific sub-act, but it's kind of just evolved to anything. Yeah, in the style of the dog, if you will. You know, they got that dog in them. That's colloquially, generally, basically what that means. So now when you see VTubers talking about taking back shots, they probably fully are aware of what that means. For example, Apollo from Mythos tweeted talking about how the back shots from the con were crazy, and then somebody said, "You mean like cracking your back, right?" And she was like, "Yup, that's yep." How do you say this camera angle then? I mean, you probably say it, but it's kind of like when you're talking about dogs and you're like, "Look at this bitch." And like, you just know that this word has now two meanings, and like contextually, they probably know what you mean. Yes, over the shoulder would be another way of saying it, of course. Contextually, they probably know what you meant, but inside, they're probably snickering because they know that that word is funny. Tee hee ha ha, you can never restrain it. I thought it had to do with taking shots at a bar. No! No! Sakura, holy fuck. All right, you came in while I was having to explain to two of my dear precious viewers that backshots was a sexually loaded term. Welcome to the stream. We're talking about all of our art and experiences from Offkai. And I almost said, without thinking about it, that this is a lovely backshot, and then I said it anyway, but I let everybody know that I knew what it sounded like before saying it. When I play Souls and I get a backstab, I call it a backshot. Yeah, that's exactly. That's like that. Hold on, I have a sound redeem for this. Literally. Let's see, where is it? There we go.
Oh, fuck yeah, right in the ass.
Fuck yeah,
right in the ass.
I love how two of us redeemed it at the exact same time. Yeah, that's literally me saying that while backstabbing somebody in Dark Souls. But it makes a funny clip.
Fuck anything with enough courage and effort.
That one I knew what I was saying and just said it because I knew it was funny. There is a difference. Sometimes I say these things knowing that it's gonna be clippable. You sound like Jerma. Oh, okay, I've never watched Jerma. Okay, for an old, I've never watched Jerma. It's kind of weird. Dark Souls, dodge, roll, dodge, roll. People are always inventing absurd ways to drink shots at a bar, so I thought it was another one of those. Listen, shots at a bar often lead to back shots. It does happen, okay? But no, back shots is not a way of drinking alcohol. It's a consequence of it. All right. Oh, my lord. My lord. Anyway. We have this lovely piece of art of Kiara on a swing. I could not tell you which, like, concert or outfit this is from, or if it's wholly invented. If you make it into an agency, you're gonna full force spread the rumor that Germa joined a VTuber agency. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I only know the name Germa. I've literally never watched a single Germa anything. I don't know what Germa does or is about or his personality style. I don't know what he sounds like, other than apparently me. But you know what? I'll take that. You'll send me a few Germas? Okay, great. I'll have to send Aeon a few bad dragons. What's a Germa? Germa is a streamer that I am aware exists and have never watched. An old streamer. I want to say like a 2010s peak streamer. Germa looks like the scout from TF2. Okay, I love that because I'm a big TF2 man. I love TF2. That game was like... You see hands, and you were speaking about backshots. Do you not know what backshots are? Because I read sounds dodgy as sounds doggy, which is entirely in theme to what we were literally just talking about. When my hands are on stream, I can't resist making sus motions. I can't. You just came when you joined. Yeah, well, listen... Is that if only we could all have the privilege of coming when you joined? Like, imagine. Offkai did things to me? I don't think so. Yam, I think that it's just that because of Offkai, you're now here experiencing it for the first time. I don't think Offkai actually did anything to me whatsoever. Yeah, Sakura, so I got this techwear fidget spinner in my own purple color. And then I realized that as I was sitting here on stream fidgeting with it, I looked at what my fingers were doing and I was like, wait a minute. That isn't what I meant. And yet, unless... Naughty, yeah, I would say that naughty is an accurate word. If only that were a good tag. The naughty corner is my kingdom. It is my domain. Okay. Duncebox, I take offense to that. That implies that I'm stupid, and I'm definitely not stupid. I am clever with my horniness. Okay. My horniness is a good vintage. All right. It's not some bottom of the barrel piss ale beer. This is some good aged mead. That sweet good. That honey fermented into the perfect amount of sus. You're not stupid. You can uninstall OBS and reinstall it for sure. True. Wow. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that was actually pretty inspired. That was a pretty good rant. Anyway, yeah. While we're at it, moving on to more Wawa art. There's more, but wait, there's more. Glad I didn't catch the bat brain from the con. The bat brain that I caught from the con was just like the fuck it, we ball attitude. Yam is very like, I don't care what people think of me, and I could use a little bit more of that, okay? I care way too much what people think of me in certain contexts. Specifically, I am a shy extrovert. I know that a lot of people think that shy means introverted, but that's not what that means. Introverted means that it drains your energy to be around other people, and extroverted means that it gives you energy being around other people. I am an extrovert, but I'm also keenly aware of negative social interactions and situations, and don't want to be a point of discomfort for somebody in real life that I don't know. And so that makes me very anxious to speak to people that I've never spoken to. Once we've broken that barrier, then it's all good and it's gone. I'm not shy anymore. But like the introduction phase, that's like awful. I hate it. fucking hate it, but I'm an extrovert through and through. I love hanging out with people. It's another way in which I feel like I am the anti-streamer or the anti-VTuber, because I feel like 99% of VTubers are like introverted, and I'm not. I am very extroverted. However, I do care what people think of me if they don't know me. So yeah. Anyway, beautiful art piece though. Cool. I had to adopt Grind and introduce him to the VTuber video class. It's true. I was, and now I'm one of the most vocal people on the server. You can't get rid of me. You can't get rid of me. Unfortunately, this setup makes it a little bit harder to do that. But you know what? It's fine. You understand. Yeah, Aeon, you're a noisy introvert and I'm a shy extrovert. Like together, we're perfectly balanced. Looking deadly into the eyes. Yeah, well, it's a lot easier when I'm centered because then I don't have to worry about sliding off the edge, right? So I can be like, there we go. Anyway, you know what's funny? Be peeking through. It is amazing how much I have tweaked my VTube Studio parameters to make this model so much more expressive than it was like a year ago. I literally just re-uploaded a video that I did on YouTube Shorts where I was dunking on Niji Sanji, as one does. And I realized like how much stiffer the model looks, and it's a combination of I've gotten better at puppeting, but also that I've done a lot of work in tweaking the parameters and the settings so that it moves a lot more fluidly. And like when I can, ooh, hello. And it's really funny to like watch an old video, even though the literal point of that video is that I didn't move. It was literally just me being like, and yet I could tell from like the micro movements, like how much less fluid it was. I don't know, very funny. I can tell you why Niji is stiff. They're using proprietary app from 2017. Yes, also hololive, to be honest. Hololive has updated their app, some for sure, but they're very definitely not using VTube Studio, or if they are, that was a more recent change. So yeah, it's probably a combination of that, and then I don't know if they have like modifiable parameters and stuff like that. You just got your custom, and I definitely want to learn how to do the whole parameter stuff. Hey, hit me up sometime. I'll give you private coaching. It's really not that difficult. It's just a little bit hard to, like, once you learn the basic concept of how a parameter works, then you can do all the rest on your own. It's really not that hard. But it has like a high, like the wall in front of it is very scary and unapproachable, but it's actually not very complicated. Live 2D has modifiable parameters, but the app may not get to utilize them. Yeah, exactly. Like the app probably doesn't get to utilize them, and or they make it like really user unfriendly and like none of the people are techie enough to find a solution. It could be both, right? So, and right, there are like default parameter settings. So it's entirely possible that they all are just set on default and then like the riggers don't re-update them or whatever. Yes, I am in your server. Yep, that's right. You can just hit me up with a DM. It's fine. It's cool. For sure. Sorry. They have to have some parameters to tweak because literally you have to tweak them to make the face look. You don't have to, Yam. You don't have to. It could just be bad. There are a shocking number of VTubers that never update their face tracking whatsoever. You have a chibi model coming soon? Let's go. We love chibi models here. Otherwise it won't work. It'll work. It just won't work well. It just won't work well, which kind of par for the course, you know? Yours has been buggy as fuck? Oh, that's unfortunately. I'm a tech granny, but even I know how to do that. Well, listen, even though I'm good at tech, I didn't really know the tech of, I hadn't really thought of the tech of inverting the angle Z axis between the body. Add jail, womp, womp, womps and prayers. Anyway, all right, we'll be right back. I'm gonna get up. Your streamer's gonna stretch, hydrate, and unhydrate all at once. And those of you who are subbed, you could hear me say that. Well, it's good that you're back because I too am back. I always find it funny how streamers are like, I'm embarrassed to get up and go to the bathroom. I'm like, don't you run ads? Like, if you run ads, just go to the bathroom. Like, just get up. Just do it. I can attest. You guys stick around. Most of the time, you probably just mute the tab or some shit. Like, just get up. Just go. That's the best part of having 3 minutes of ads per hour is it's a great excuse to just get the fuck up and go pee. Get more drinks. It's great. You forgot to run ads. Well, wait. Oh, yam. Today, you get to be yet another. Grabbed a Pop-Tart? Love that. I love popping tarts. All right. Fuck. Anyway, Gam, listen, are you not aware that you can set a schedule so that it just runs them every hour on the hour for a set duration and thereby disables pre-roll ads, which is the only reason that every Twitch streamer runs 3 minutes of ads? Are we about to sit down in Gry's class for streaming? Okay. Can I say how much it annoys me? Like how much I know about like the tech side and the like actual like active streaming side and the actual vtubing side of things that like so many people that are so much more successful than me have no idea about, and it's so frustrating that it makes me feel like I've just wasted all my energy. Anyway, yes, there is something called your Twitch ad manager in your Twitch control panel in your twitch.tv panel, and you go to advertisements and you can set up a schedule. If you have 3 minutes of ads per hour, it disables pre-roll ads. Pre-roll ads, for those of you who are unfamiliar, are an ad that a viewer is presented immediately upon entering your stream. And the common conventional wisdom, as well as generally tested by channels that have good statistics on these things, is that pre-roll ads kill a large number of new viewers, because if you don't know who somebody is and you click on their stream and immediately get an ad, not like 90% of people will just say, fuck it, I don't care, I don't know who this person is. And so they'll just leave before they ever see you. And so by turning off pre-rolls, it increases new viewer acquisition. And so Twitch has decided that 3 minutes of ads per hour is what it requires to disable pre-roll ads. And so I only have managed YouTube majority VTubers up until this point. I mean, fair enough. Yeah. Yam Albat, the VTuber manager extraordinaire, industry genius, amazing viola player, very multifaceted, talented, artist VTuber extraordinaire. But anyway, yeah, you can do it in your ads manager, set up a schedule to run 3 minutes at the start of the hour, every hour, and then you will never have pre-rolls. The end. QED. Also, by doing so, hyping you up, I hype up all of my friends, okay? Listen. A rising tide raises all ships. I just showed my bat brain. Okay. Also, by running 3 minutes of ads per hour via the ad scheduler, you get 50% of ad revenue or something. Maybe it's 55. I don't remember. Instead of 30%. So not only do you get rid of pre-rolls, but you also get more money for your ads. Now, at my size, that is very, 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 very low amount of money. But it does make a big difference because that's like a 80% increase in revenue. If you have 3 minutes of ads scheduled per hour. So if you just have it on a schedule, better if you have it on a schedule, you can also link into the API with any third-party apps like MixItUp or like StreamerBot or like any of those things, so that they can give you those pre-automated messages, just like the ones that you always see every hour saying ads are coming soon, because Twitch will let you know when the ads are coming if you have scheduled the ads to come. Which means that you just get told when your ads are about to run and you're like, fuck it. All right, time to get up. Time to get up and pee, or unhydrate, as I like to call it in slightly more, kosher terms. Any hoodle, there you go. This has been my TED Talk on setting up ads. I know at least one Twitch partner that did not know this until last week, which is crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Anyway, it is what it is. There you go. Next up, we have this amazing Wawa concept art from, again, based on one of her songs. I don't remember which one. Her songs are great, and especially if you've never watched Kiara's music, her songs are very fun, and her choreography on her newer songs, where she gets to do 3D choreo, it's some good shit. Like, I mean, especially if you're interested in women, but like, it's good. It's very catchy. Very good choreography to the music. A lot of fun stuff. There is a communal meme called Press 4 because in her first music video with the 3D choreo at the, I don't know what percentage it is, but fun fact, on YouTube, if you press a number pad key from 1 to 9, it will move to that percentage of the way through the video. So 1 will put it at 10% of the way through the video, 2 is at 30, 3 is at 40, or 3 is at 30, 4 is at 40, etc., etc. And in Kiara's first like choreographed one, at exactly the 40% mark, aka what happens if you press the number 4, there was a great ass shot, which then the whole community just started putting in the comments, press 4. And so press 4 has become a communal meme in KFP for, you know, that good. You know what I mean? Once you have a 3D capture studio, it's less expensive to produce 3D choreo MVs than fully animated 2D MVs. Oh, that doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, that is the thing, is that like 2D is extraordinarily expensive because it all has to be hand done. And once you have a 3D setup, like all of the setup is done, right? That absolutely does not surprise me. There's a very high upfront cost, but it's entirely reusable, whereas there's literally like nothing in 2D that is reusable. So yeah, that actually doesn't surprise me at all. You know, so yeah. Unfortunately, that has caused a lot of friction among various agencies where they require them to use studios rather than home setups for certain things, which is very annoying because that often means that they have to fly to Japan, which is very expensive. Yada, yada, yada. 2D is comparative, comparable to stop motion animation. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's also to the point where honestly, like a live 2D model is more expensive than a 3D model, and a lot of the time anyway. And a lot of, there are now 3D modelers that can nail the look of a live 2D model. There was definitely an uncanny valley period there a couple years ago where a 3D model was like very obviously a 3D model, but and so like there was a big aesthetic advantage to live 2D, but nowadays there are some 3D modelers that really pull off the live 2D aesthetic in their 3D modeling, and then like it's so much more flexible because you can apply things like shaders and stuff like that. Oh yeah. I mean, so V-Roid Beta was uncanny valley in terms of like it just like looked off, but this is, I was using it a little bit more broadly in the sense of like it's like obviously 3D. Excuse me?
Oh, please. I couldn't top Greyback even if I tried. He's way too busy bottoming out in every game he plays. Let's be real. I'd rather haunt him than deal with that hot mess. Barker.
Okay, the fact that I didn't realize that was a redeem until she started talking is very funny, but also that was a great one. Thank you. That was fucking great. Yeah, Yam, did you not know that you could talk to my pet and she responds with bitchy, sarcastic comments? I told her specifically to be a bitchy tsundere. See, for example, we'll do like, hold on. This is gonna look a little weird, but don't worry about it.
You deserve it.
Hey, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Is there a single redeeming feature of Grybach?
A redeeming feature. I guess he's got a solid sense of humor, even if it's mostly at his own expense. At least I can roast him and still get a laugh. It's a pretty low bar, though. Barker.
Okay, actually, that was actually kind of true. Good for her. Listen. She's learning, okay? Anyway, Hoodle, yeah, you can talk to my little pet. She cute. That's fairly mild. Yeah, for Hex, that's not bad. That's pretty, we're getting away easy. We're getting off easy, and that's what we love in this chat, is when you can get off easy, right? Right? Okay. Maybe. Oh. And last but not least, for our Artist Alley purchases, we have this lovely piece. Same place. All of this Kiara artwork has come from the same booth. Like, we made, they got their worth from us, okay? All right, listen. Anyway, now, a running theme that you may have found, not only today in this stream at the beginning of this stream, but also just in general. I'm a very strange mix of being fairly anxious, but also pretty like chill, which is kind of a weird mix. Which means that a lot of the time I get too much decision paralysis and don't fully plan everything out. I just sort of like vibes base. I'm a vibes guy, which has led to a few incidents like with my graphics card where we have some problems, you know, based on vibes because we didn't do something simple like measure. You know what else? You know what else I didn't think about? How to get this art home. Because it's not obvious on stream, but a lot of this art is nice stock, which means that it will not roll up nicely into a protective cardboard tube. So we had to like completely re-engineer. You've learned a lot from my streams, but I'm not sure I want to spend my points on the skill tree. Well, like, what if though, this is like environmental perks, right? Where you get it simply by discovering it rather than spending skill points here. Like, this isn't knowledge that you have spent energy to acquire. It's been delivered to you because you discovered a place that is rich with this knowledge. And so you get those like lore achievements. That's what you get, right? Right? Like, that's what you get. Anyway. Yeah, so we had to reorganize our entire luggage to make it so that there was nothing heavy that would press down on this art, and like reorganized it so that it would be like perfectly in the middle, smoothed out on both sides, and like reoriented the laptops and the other, and like we have like a nice speaker that we take with us on vacation usually in case of really loud obnoxious noises, like for example a train or light rail or a loud air conditioner, so we can put on some white noise. However, it is large and heavy. It's really cool. It's very Gry coded, so to speak, which actually kind of makes me want to just go pick it up. Where is it? You know what? We're gonna do it right now. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Welcome in, Raiders. Hello, welcome in, Sucky Waifu. You are playing Fortnite. How are your games? Hello, Raiders. I'm Grybach Digital Vampire, and we are talking about all things Offkai and all of the things that we bought there and such. This is fine. This is the speaker that I have, which is also very Grycore because it's nice and smooth. It took 3 hours to finally get a win. Oh my God, that's the fucking worst. Oh yeah, you know what? I can kind of see my reflection. Don't worry, it's highly distorted. It's fine. However, what I really like about it and what makes it especially Grycore is that it, oh, that is very bright. Wait, can I adjust this? Can I like, nope, that's the wrong direction. That's fine. It's really hard to see because it's like purple, but it has an equalizer on it. And so I set the equalizer to be blue and purple. And so I'm just gonna play some of my Oshi's music because of course I am. What else would I do? It's like so bright. You can't see this on stream at all. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, before YouTube bans me. Alrighty, anyway. So we take this with us on trips. However, this bitch weighs like, I don't know, this bitch probably weighs like 8 pounds. So we very much had to make sure that this was not in the same container as all of this lovely art. Because like, can you imagine we bought all this beautiful art and then just a giant speaker just rolls across it in transit and just like dents the crap out of it? Awful. Awful. Truly awful. Anyway, it's a great speaker. It is very effective at transmitting volume and very customizable for the RGB effects. And so I love it. It's very Grycore. But anyway, we had that in our luggage. We had to rearrange all of our luggage. Also, suck you, waifu. We were talking about how I got these. Hold on, we're gonna readjust. I got these techwear in these techwear fidget spinner kunai and throwing star because of course. What else would I do with my life? You know, very fun. I didn't throw the kunai out here, but that's fine. Yeah. So any hoodle, that is all of the art that I purchased. That's all the art that I purchased. However, we also have pictures. So, with that being said, unfortunately, my beautiful little gremlin hands are gonna have to disappear from the screen. And we're going to pop up, hopefully. There we go. Oh, it's just been going the whole time. Hold on, we're gonna make this go. Oh my God. Oh, wait, okay. You know what? That's fine. I misread how often that is. We're gonna go 5. There we go. Okay, great. It's fine, don't worry about it. And then we're gonna make it go below me. There we go. Now that I'm on top of it. Okay. Maybe this is a little bit faster than I wanted still, which is crazy. What if I make this 10? There we go. All right. I took a picture of this because fucking of course I did. This is like a dessert restaurant that said everyone loves head. How could I not? I ask you. I couldn't. This was that booth with the Dark Souls art. Oh my God, this is still so fast. How fast is slide? What's a good amount of time to talk about a slide? Jesus. All right, we'll go 30 seconds. That's crazy. All right, we're back to Head Cafe. I did pre-screen these, so they should be fine. Well, that's the thing, Ern, is I can't find where to set that shortcut, and I know that it exists in OBS, but I didn't remember to set this slideshow up until literally my starting soon screen. So I didn't, and I don't have one, unless it's this. It is not. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what there is no shortcut set up for it, unfortunately. Listen, this is just part of the Scuff Eternal. That's just part of being a VTuber. It is what it is. But yeah, this is that sick one where I got the Bloodborne one from. We have Calliope, the Grand Psychopomp, Kiara, the Soul of Ash, the Great Black Wolf Mio. Yeah, they had a whole bunch of like hololive Dark Souls art styles. Had to take a picture of this because this is the hololive official trading card game. I did not end up getting any. I was thinking about it for a stream to like go get some and open them on stream, but I didn't. So here we are. So here we are. See, now 30 seconds feels like a long time, but that's okay. This was just a generic shot down Artist Alley. It goes, I feel like that's pretty much it. So it's a little bit hard to tell just quite how wide it is, but that's like most of it. So it was pretty packed, lots of stands, lots of people. But, you know, honestly, not too bad. You didn't usually have to wait too long in between people checking out before you got a chance to, like, look at the stuff up front. But there was lots of people in cosplay. You know, full stop. This is sort of same spot, but I turned a little bit to the right. Yeah. So like this is where a lot of people spend a lot of their time. You know, pretty decent sized room. Outside of this, there's kind of a nice hallway, right, where I think a lot of people were doing their actual meeting other people. But like when I was in here, like Quinn Bennett and Juniper like walked right past me and they were chit-chatting. Like there were several like big VTubers that I saw just walking the hall. This was a great stand that sells happies, which are that style of clothing that you see the like Giga fans wear. Unfortunately, these ones were not on sale. They were only selling the ones on the other, like on the back of this. These were just ones that they used to sell. You wanted to meet him? Well, there you go. I actually saw him walk into the front door while I was waiting to meet you. Lando was on your friend's flight home. Yeah, Juniper actually follows me because I was sitting next to her in SeaTac on the way to TwitchCon. And I was like, this woman gives off huge VTuber vibes. And then I saw her like tweet basically like perfectly lining up that was her. And I'm like, wait a fucking minute. And then I tweeted at her and then she thought that was funny and followed me. So anyway, yeah, so they also had a big set of cars on display that had full body wraps of various VTubers. So there's going to be several of these shots as we go. They all looked incredible. This is still in the Artist Alley room. Yeah, this is the Artist Alley room. Right at the far end of the place, there was just all these cars lined up. So I took pictures of decent ones. Different cars every day too. Oh, I didn't realize that. Love the colors on this Ina one. This is based on one of her outfits. And Natasha in the wild. Does it really count as in the wild if it's in an anime store or in an anime convention? A VTuber convention, no less. It's IRL, so why not? Does it? I mean, I feel like there's different laws that apply at a VTuber convention. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not quite the same. LA legit has a lot of Vitashas you can see on Safari. That's funny. Yeah, this was my like long shot of the full alley. I think that these are in roughly chronological order. I'm not certain. I set this up literally in the middle of this stream, so I don't actually know for sure. We're just going to get what we're going to get. But since all the car photos are grouped together, I'm going to assume that they're chronological. More or less, anyway. Close enough. Lovely Suisei car. Mint Phantom. I do love how much merch and stuff there was of the former corpos gone indie, right? Of like Matara. Oh, I love this Numi car. That's beautiful. Imagine, dude, I would have loved to have run into Yuzu. Yuzu is so fun. Yuzu's such a fun like person. I don't know. She's a wildcat. Oh, speaking of Juniper, over on over yonder, over there to the car on the left, that is Juniper. If you're not familiar, she has a really cool moth model, including like unhinged jaws in the way that they do that, in the way that moths actually do that. Unlike Yuzu, who is basically a human that has moth wings. VTuber cars, that's right. Welcome in. How do I say your name? Detroit? How do I say your name? Welcome in anyway. Yes, this was pictures from Offkai, and they did have a bunch of cars on display that had full body VTuber wraps. And these are the pictures I took of them. Apparently they were different every day. Did not think to recheck, but He's fine. Also, you're damn awesome. Why is no one else covering this? Dropping a follow. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I went to Offkai and had a lot of fun. It was a blast. We just got done talking about all of the art that I bought over the last like 2 hours. I bought a decent amount of art. There were some really beautiful artists there. I had the hand cam on, and now the implied cost of that alley of cars, yeah, a lot. They also had a bunch of standees everywhere. I did take pictures of a bunch of them, certainly not all of them, but from what I gather, a lot of people were allowed to place them kind of wherever. And so I know several VTubers that had standees that were at the place and they did not know whose they got placed next to. So there's some fun little elements of that. There were several hololive VTubers performing at this venue. I did not watch them because I figured that the amount of effort to get into those concerts would be absolutely insane. So. Also, look at the moobs on that gentleman. That man has such gigantic pecs that he literally has like bra support. Like, that's fucking wild. The VTuber right behind my head there. That one. I don't remember his name, but I do know that his agency has some macho looking ass. Yeah, they do. You know, that's not my personal preference for male models, obviously, but you know, there's definitely a market and they are catering to that demo. This was down in the little side atrium area. The side atrium is where the vast majority of these standees were. There was also kind of like some loungeable chairs, some tabletop gaming. There was an arcade. I didn't actually go to the arcade because I got tired, but you know, get some free advertisement for all these little standees. But it was fun to like go around. And also, this is vaguely where the NSFW section was. That it's like down here in one room in the corner, and it was only open from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. and you needed to have your ID checked in order to go in there. I believe we have a picture of the line coming up soon. Also, I noticed this trend of a bunch of people that had their standees in cosplay of other characters. So obviously this one that I'm sort of moving out of the way of is cosplaying as Kiara and is very clearly not Kiara. There were several of these that I recognized. There was a Callie, a Kiara, a couple other, an Ina, that were all effectively like cosplay cutouts, which I thought was a really cute idea. I've never seen that. There is our lovable indie creator, Yomi Quinley, in the center there. That's very cool. Yes, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, the vibes were just great. Like, everybody was chill, and you know, everybody was into the same stuff. Nobody was looking at this stuff and being like, oh, cringe, right? Because we were all fucking VTubers or fans of VTubers, and so everybody just you know, was there. They were there for it, and it was great. Speaking of Mythos from earlier, we had the Mythos boys on this staircase, as well as friend of the channel, Shogmami, in the tiny little blue one that comes up to the knee of Artemis. A little model. We met up with Shog as well. Lovely human. She has raided us several times. Often does both news coverage and Gunpla stuff, as well as some TTRPG things. This was a view from a nice little balcony that was kind of hidden away. It was lovely in the shade. It had a nice breeze. So this is the entrance to the convention hall, basically. So those glass doors over there is where security is. I did get stopped by security literally every time I went into the building, probably because the metal in my battery and insulin pump and like jewelry and you know, metallic card carrier case and my metallic wallet was probably enough to set off the metal detector, but it was, you know, it was pretty quick. But yeah, stopped out on this little balcony here for a little bit. Anti-VTuber terrorism? What does that mean? What does that mean, brother? I don't recognize any of these, but they're all from FaZe Connect, clearly. I'm honestly not up to date on FaZe Connect. I just know that they exist. Actually, Yam, what do we know about FaZe Connect? You know about FaZe Connect. This was the walk down to the party. If you want to know a chill dragon VTuber I can have you meet, I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's, listen, I'm always up to meeting new people, but it's, you know, it do be whatever. But yeah, this was a beautiful plaza on the way down to the Pixelated Nights party. Yeah, just thought it was nice. This was the line to get into the NSFW section. This is the line to get into the NSFW section. Let's go. Very funny, but actually it was pretty quick. Basically, each of these lines, there's 3 lines here. Each of these lines was like one or maybe like half of the room full. And so they would just let the whole line go at once. And so it didn't actually take that long to get through. And the NSFW section was not that big. Oh yeah, by the way, here is the Elgato booth in which you might notice a canny-eyed observer may notice me in the bottom row there because I sent in a clip and they chose 24 VTubers to rep in the booth to show off. And so it's me. I'm there in the booth. I took a picture of it because that's the only evidence that you'll ever see. If you click it, it takes you to my channel. So of course I could not resist pressing the button and bringing up my channel on the Elgato, on the Elgato panel and taking a picture of it. There you go. We're having panelception. The urge to click follow for Elgato was so high. Like the urge to make Elgato follow me was so high. I don't know how many people they follow, but I almost did it. Here, oh yeah, that's something I didn't talk about. There were a lot of motorized VTubers where they basically could pay to have the little robots wheel them around and they could visit the convention as their VTubers for an hour at a time. The one on the right is friend of the channel, Blushy Faye, and I ran into her completely randomly, but I heard her voice and I was like, wait a minute, that's Blushy. And she already knew what I looked like. Oh, well, too late. Anyway, so I had to take a picture of her with some other people. Very fun. That's becoming more common and much more affordable. From what I heard, it cost $100 for an hour, which honestly, all things considered, is not that bad, considering both potential competition and the fact that they had to have staff like moving around with these robots 100% of the time. So, you know, not bad. Here we had Doobie and someone else. Oh, wait, okay. Remember when I said that there is such a thing as too much garlic? This is it. This was the garlic bread at that Italian restaurant. That is, dare I say it, that is too much garlic for one piece of bread that thin. That is too much garlic, okay? That is too much garlic, all right? We scraped it all off into a giant pile and it still tasted entirely like enough garlic. It was, that shit was wild. Yeah, would you like some bread with your garlic? Exactly. I actually got that comment several times on Twitter. This is a redundant picture showing off the fidget toys. However, also, Insomnia Cookies was a great fresh-baked cookie place that was open until 2 a.m. The brand is not Insomnia Cookies. No. It's just on top of a box that happened to be color-coded. But it was a fresh-baked cookie place that was open till 2 a.m. And we got cookies from there twice because they were fucking great. So anyway, there we go. We have now hit the end of my slides. Boop. There we go. We have hit the end of my slides and the end of my Show and tell. We've hit the end of my show and tell. We have run out of images and fidget toys to show you. Oh, wait, actually, hold. We're gonna bring this back up real quick. Recall, perhaps, faithful viewers recall, a while ago I was talking about how I had a fidget toy and I wanted to find where it was because it was really cute because it was like a video game controller. I found it. It is a miniature video game controller, and each of the buttons has a different click feel and a different amount of whatever. This is a joystick that has a light click. There's a spin here. There's some clicky spins here. And the back has a button switch. And this spins. And then this is spring-loaded. So you can do this. So basically, you can like sit here and fidget with this or like with this. Or you can be like... It's very satisfying. This is a little fidget toy that I've had for like a decade at this point. I got it at PAX. I don't know if this company is still in business. However, whole new way to give your little brother a fake controller. Exactly. Especially if you like the clicky clacky ASMR. Now, I will say, if this noise annoys you, then don't give this to somebody because they will click clack it constantly. It is very addictive. It's a very good like hand feel, I guess. It's a very effective fidget toy. Yeah, very effective. Also, I mean, while I'm here, I also have this lovely crystal. Ooh, can we see this? It is translucent. So it's a gem that's translucent. It's a little bit hard to tell, but it is purple and teal for its, what do you call it? Like intrusions. So I wonder if I turn on the light, if that would help. Little hard to tell because now it's like shiny. Anyway, this is, I fidget with this all the time where I'll just like put it between my fingers and just like spin it like this. Oh yeah, there you go. You can tell when it's farther away. Anyway, yes, you are getting a peek into the Gry desk. The Gry desk experience of all of the little fidget toys, so. Any hoodle, I think I'm probably going to call it here for tonight. I don't really have a game planned or set or anything like that. I don't know what I'm going to do on Friday. I might just go back to Lies of P DLC because that's what we were working on before. However, on Saturday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, we are going to be playing a Night Rain tournament with Alara's channel, as in she is hosting the channel or hosting the tournament. So I've been practicing every day at 10 a.m. for several hours for Night Rain speed clears. And so we are going to be doing a 3-man team of VTubers. We are with fellow undead VTuber Little Nicto, who is the awesome skeletal angelic lich dude. And then also a mute sheep VTuber named Maki. And yeah, he's really sweet. He's really nice. And so, yeah, we've been practicing every morning before, basically the first thing when I wake up. And we will be here at noon on Saturday doing that and streaming our POV for that. May the best winner, may the best team win, you know, like you do. Find a good VTuber, stream ends 10 minutes later. Rough. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, assuming that there's not, you know, something like TwitchCon or Offkai that's otherwise problematic. And then occasionally I stream on Saturdays as well, mostly for collabs, be they Blood on the Clock Tower, which is a social deduction game that I love, or yes, exactly, or Game of Blood. That's a form of collab though. Because Saturdays are a lot easier to coordinate collabs, especially if you have multiple time zones. Like, God help you if you have to coordinate somebody in the EU and somebody here, like, it's rough. Anyway, yes, we stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and occasional Saturdays. I post schedules in the Discord. Whatever you say, boomer. That's right, we love Gargura, I mean Senzawa. I mean Sameko Saiba. I don't know. What am I talking about? Didn't you get people from the EU and Australia for a game? Yeah, most of the games have had somebody from Australia that's playing at 1 a.m. and then the EU that are playing at 7 p.m. and I'm playing at 11 a.m. and we have East Coasters playing at 2 p.m. So like, yeah, it's hard to make a 10-person collab game across 3 continents. Turns out, who could have said? Anyway, we're gonna try and find somebody to raid because, you know, it's what you do. It's good banners. It's good banners. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little Offkai breakdown. You know what? Maybe we'll just send you to Carbon, who is talking about the same thing. We'll send you over to Carbon, who is talking about Offkai, who also I met at Offkai. And by that, I mean, I already had met him before. But anyway, he is a great astronaut VTuber. If you like male VTubers, you'll like Carbon because he also has a really good voice. And he's very fun. Very smart. He's a great VTuber. Very successful. Good for him. Carbon. There we go. Alrighty. Boop, boop, boop. Anywho, ta-ta, toodles, bye-bye.